Bonjour everybody, and welcome to Once Upon a Scarf. This channel celebrates the art of the vintage scarf, from luxury silks to bandanas. Here we zoom in close to the wonderful stories they tell. As our American viewers are in the run-up to the greatest food holiday ever, I thought we'd give thanks to a glorious vintage scarf from the 1950s, a foodie's map of France. It's mind-blowing. It shows in incredible detail the best restaurants in every region, along with the food specialties of that area. You don't need Yelp. You don't even need a phone. This is the original Foursquare dining app, all at the flap of a très chic rayon scarf. I'm the author of 2 classic books on vintage fashion, Secondhand Chic and It's Vintage Darling. I'm a huge fan of the luxury, affordability, and in this case, bistro, brasserie, and cafe bar of great vintage scarves. I'm so happy to share what I know with you. I think we all know that the French take their food seriously, very seriously. It's a pleasure and a calling and a tradition, so much so that UNESCO in 2010 listed French cuisine as an intangible cultural heritage. About that intangible. For those of us who love French cuisine, it is all too tangible. I personally can tange steak frite and patisserie all day long. And while it's on a protected list, the French are in little danger of forgetting about how important good food and good celebrations are. Exhibit A in that regard is this scarf. Conceptually and graphically, it's a wonder. Compare and contrast. Americans in the 1960s were abusing themselves with calorie count hankies and grapefruit diet scarves. I'll do a video on this one at some point soon. Meanwhile, French ladies cover their curlers with gastronomic celebrations like this one. It showed questing motorists precisely where the best places to eat were, all over the country. In case the message wasn't clear, the specialties are pinpointed with tiny drawings of crayfish, terrine, fat sausages, bird life, and hams. The sense of adventure is clear. The scarf is made to resemble an antique map, with galleons set to plunder, their sails as full as our bellies will soon be thanks to our culinary exploration. This print was probably lifted from an old gastronomic map. These had been a tradition in France ever since Charles-Louis Cadet de Gassy first cooked one up in 1809. The fact that the creator of this map had Gassy in his name is pretty hilarious. This is probably a self-portrait. Anyway, his motto was laugh, eat, sleep, and drink, rhyme and sing about nothing, love always. This is the glory of the true Epicurean. Various versions of these maps got issued and reissued over the centuries. Check out the legend on this one. You wouldn't want to miss a detour for sardines or mustard. Anyway, our rayon scarf shows an identical commitment to the joys of the table. The legend up here, complete with a rampant plucked chicken, has a motto from the famous French gastronome Brillat-Savarin, saying something to the effect of, "Animals feed to survive, humans dine to feel alive." The map itself is too crazy detailed to go into in specific, but let me draw your attention to some of the more eye-raising specialties. We have eels and tripe, that's cow stomach, and one lonely squid, chickens, ducks, geese, pigeons, woodcocks, mushrooms, and it wouldn't be France without a frog, looking pretty grumpy indeed. And what food do French frogs like best? French flies. Speaking of slimy, of course we also have snails. It's widely reported on the internet that over 500 million snails are eaten every year within this great nation. I'm not sure about that, but I do know why the French like to eat snails. Because they don't like fast food. Of course, to end a fine meal in France, one has to have cheese. Hundreds of different varieties are on hand. So much so that if there's an explosion in a cheese shop, debris is all over the place. So if you're still here, let's tip our berets to the French celebration of great food. While the gastronomic scene is not quite as formal as it was 50 years ago, it's still a fantastic experience. And you can be sure that many, many, many of these restaurants are still on the map. And as you roll in to a season marked by huge meals and sharing them with loved ones, remember, laughter and songs about nothing are always the best side dishes. And that's today's scarf story. I hope you enjoyed it. Please press the usual buttons if you'd like to see more.